I'm gonna teach you how to use Chelsea with Thomas Tuchel real-life tactics in FIFA 21 UCL Final Edition. I'm gonna explain all of it: tactics, formation, instructions, players, skills, traits, abilities, weaknesses, all of it. And I tried to use these tactics in Division 1 online seasons, and actually it worked out pretty fine, so I'm very confident that these tactics could also help you play online seasons in the game. And now let's get to the video, let's go. Okay, so now I'm going to explain about the tactics, and these are the players that I'm going to use. And if you don't like the players that I am currently using, you just change them up. It's never gonna affect the tactics that I'm gonna explain in this video. So the way you play is gonna be all the same, so you don't need to worry about that actually. And this is the tactics and the formation and the same players that I use the same as the match that when they play on the UCL final against Manchester City. And this is the lineup, and for the formation it's going to be a 3-4-2-1. Let's go to the tactics first. Defensive style balance with 5 bars, then 5 bars. Offensive style balance with 5 bars. Placing ball 5 bars. All of it, all default. You must be asking me, why don't I put 3 bars, 2 bars and drop back? Okay, that's trash, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, that's bullshit. Don't believe any other players that say, oh, you're gonna put a defensive style drop back because everybody's gonna play counter attack, but constant pressure because they will press your opponents high up and receive the ball much faster, blah blah blah. That's all bullshit. You gotta play on all on default. Not only Chelsea, but I always put every of my team on default. Manchester City, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, all of it on default, because it all really depends on how you play the game. It never depends on tactics. Tactics are not cheat codes. I really emphasize on this one. There are so many players, 90% of FIFA players in the world, they really depend on tactics only. They never improve their gameplay. So that's why I really want to explain to you, the tactics is the best one. You're gonna put it on balance, and all of it on balance. Or maybe offensive style, possession and balance. That's actually the best one for all teams. But for Chelsea, I'm going to play all balance, and I'm going to explain to you how Chelsea really play in the real life. For the defense, actually they can press high up, they can drop back. So that's why I put all of them, the defensive style with depth, all on balance. Okay, the reason why I put balance because Chelsea can do all kinds of attacking style, possession, balance, long ball, fast build up. They can do all of it, but most of the time they will do counter attack. They will do direct attacking football. So that's why I put balance, because they basically can do all of it. And yeah, for the width, 5 bars, placing vault 5 bars, because that's the most balanced one. And I want to explain a little bit about how they attack when they build up their attack. When Chelsea attack, most of the time they build up not from the middle. When they want to start to attack, they are not attacking from the middle, but they are attacking from the wing. They are always attacking from the overlap. They mostly start the ball to give the ball to Chilwell or Rhys James, probably when the center backs is passing the ball to Jorginho and Kante, and they will eventually pass the ball to the wing backs, Chilwell and James, and they will be the ones who carry the ball into the final third. From the final third, they are going to start attacking on the center. That's how Chelsea play in the real life. So the conclusion is that play wide, after that you're gonna play on the center. That's how Chelsea attack. The center, it doesn't really matter actually, but if you want to do a long pass to Werner every time you want to attack, it's fine as well from the center, but I cannot guarantee that you're going to be able to pull up a very nice counter attack by doing that. But most of the time your ball will be easily snatched by your opponents if you play on the center. That's what I experienced when I'm trying to use Chelsea with Thomas Tuchel tactics online in Division 1. And yeah, I really recommend you just build up from the wing side, from Chilwell and James and Mount and Havertz. That's how we attack. So for the offensive style, all of it balanced. Just follow this one, all of it balanced. Defense, all of it balanced. Okay, and now let's go to the instructions. I'm going to start with the keeper. Count for crosses for the keeper because he's good at managing crosses, Mendy. And for the center backs, all default, no changes. Okay, all default, no changes. Aspilicueta, all default, no changes. And now let's go to the center midfielders. For Kante, it's going to be all default, and for Jorginho, it's going to be stay back while attacking. You're gonna be wondering why I put it like that. Kante can be everywhere. Kante can play on the left, on the right. He can play everywhere. I just want to put it on balance because I want him to expand his creativity in involvement on the pitch, especially when he is defending. He is very good at intercepting opponents, their passing lanes. That's why you just gotta put it on default. That's the best one because best players doesn't need instruction at all. So just put it on default. Trust me, you're gonna do very fine. Don't put stay back while attacking. That's bull. Just put it on default. Trust me. And for Jorginho, the reason why I put him on stay back while attacking is because he is a deep line player. Okay? The way he plays is that he mostly tend to stay static on this field, and most of the time his job is to do a long pass to Werner when Werner is running on the overlap or trying to penetrating the opponent's defense, and that is Jorginho's job, to always doing a long pass to Werner. Or maybe if he isn't able to do that, he's going to pass the ball to Mount or Havertz. Or if that is also impossible as well, he's going to pass the ball to Chilwell or James. That's how Jorginho plays in the real life. So basically Jorginho is the one who is responsible in building out attacks. He's going to be the one who controls the attacking attacking tempo from the back. That is Jorginho's job. So he is the most important player in building up attacks. That's why I put Jorginho stay back while attacking, because he plays much better on this position. Okay, now let's go to the wing backs. For the wing backs, Chilwell come back on defense, and for James as well, come back on defense. If you ask me, the reason why I put come back on defense is very obvious, because you only got 3 center defenders over here and you have no one to defend on the overlap here. So you need your wing backs to come back to the defensive third to help defending the overlap. The same to James as well. He's going to come back to the defensive third to help defending. That's how they play in the real life as well. And the difference between Chilwell and James is that Chilwell can do a very great job in attacking and defending. But for Rich James in FIFA, he's much better in attacking. But in the real life, he is much better in defending. But I want you to follow FIFA's algorithm. Just use Rich James to attack most of the time. And if you want to defend on the right flank, just try to use Kante to intercept your opponents. That's the best idea that I can give you in FIFA. But yeah, this is a game. Of course, it's not going to be always the same in the real life. In the real life, James is very good at defending. So the conclusion is just put it on come back on defense, and the others just leave it on default. Many people put stay wide, get in behind, get into the box for a cross, stay on edge of ball. That's bullshit. Okay, don't believe any of that bullshit. Just follow come back on defense. Okay, that's the best one. Come back on defense, trust me. And now let's go to Mount and Havertz. Mount is going to be all default as well. Havertz is going to be all default as well. Most people put sometimes false 9, most of the time getting behind. That doesn't make sense. That's also trash. Don't believe all of those people saying you must put getting behind because they play counter attack. That's bullshit. Because Mount is the type of player who drop back into the midfield to receive the ball, and then he will carry the ball, dribble the ball, and instead of passing the ball in the real life, he mostly try to shoot the ball into the back of the net. That's how Mount play in the real life. That's why I don't want him to put it on getting behind, because if you put getting behind, Mount will not drop deep into the midfield to receive the ball. He will instead just try to penetrate the defense, and he doesn't have speed as well. He only got 74 speed. It's very bad for him to run, so just put it on default for Mount. And the same for Havertz as well. Havertz is very fast. Why not put it on getting behind? Because he's a number 10. He's playing more like a false 9, but he can also sometimes get in behind the opposition's defense to penetrate their defense. I'm gonna put on default because he can play getting behind. He can also play false 9. Target man no way. So the best one is going to be on default. The way he play, he mostly play more like an attacking midfielder or a playmaker. Or for Mason Mount, he play more like a second striker, trying to help Werner to score the goal. That's the difference between Mount and Havertz. It's very simple actually. And now let's go to Werner. Obviously getting behind, because the way he plays in the real life is all about penetrating the defense and shoot for the goal. That is only Werner's job. Score goals and running very fast. That's it actually. So if you want to pass the ball to Werner, make sure that you are being able to shoot for a goal without being able to be snatched by the opponents actually. So if you are having doubt to pass it to the ball to Werner, just keep the ball between Mount, Havertz, Jorginho, Kante, Chilwell and James. Don't pass it to Werner. Only pass it to Werner when you are very sure that you are being able to shoot for a goal. And that's it for Werner getting behind. So that I really hope that this really helped you out. And yeah, that's it for the tactics.